"Pretend you're my dad," said the poor black girl to a stranger in the rain, unaware he was a rich mafia boss hiding from his deadly past. She was running for her life. He was running from his sins. But in that desperate moment, everything changed. The girl's mother is dying and only he has the power to save her, but helping them means his old enemies will find him. His former partner is hunting him down, threatening to destroy the very family he's trying to protect. Now this dangerous man must choose: disappear back into the shadows to save himself or risk everything, his freedom, his life, his soul, to become the father this little girl believes he can be. Can a man built by violence be reborn through love? Will his past catch up before he can secure their future? And when the final confrontation comes, will he sacrifice his second chance to protect the family that saved him first? The rain falls hard on the broken sidewalk. I pull my collar up and walk faster toward the pharmacy. My shoulder aches from the old wound, the one I got 5 years ago, the one that ended everything. I don't come to town often, only when I need something. Tonight I need painkillers and silence. The pharmacy door chimes when I push it open. The clerk barely looks up. Good. I prefer it that way. I move down the aisle slowly. My knee protests with each step. Getting old has its price. So does living the way I did. Behind me the door chimes again, louder this time, urgent. I turn my head slightly. A child rushes in. A little girl, maybe 8 years old. Her clothes are soaked through. She's breathing hard. Her eyes are wide with fear. 2 men push through the door behind her. They're rough-looking, angry. One of them points at her. "Get back here," he says. His voice is harsh. The girl looks around wildly. She sees me. Our eyes meet. Something shifts in her expression. Desperation becomes hope. She runs straight toward me. Her small hands grab my coat. She looks up at me with pleading eyes. "Please," she says, "pretend you're my dad." Her breath catches between the words. She's trembling. I feel something tighten in my chest, something I haven't felt in years. The 2 men approach us. The taller one crosses his arms. His partner sneers. "That your kid?" the tall one asks. I look down at the girl. She's holding on to me like I'm the only solid thing in the world. My hand moves without thinking. I place it on her shoulder. "Protective, yes," I say. My voice is calm, steady. The girl presses closer to me. I can feel her shaking. "Your kid owes rent," the shorter man says. "Her mama ain't paid in 3 months. I meet his eyes. I hold his gaze until he looks away. "How much?" I ask. $1,200, the tall one says. "Plus interest." I reach into my jacket slowly. Both men tense. I pull out my wallet. I count out $1,500 bills. I hold them out. "This clears it," I say. "And you don't come near her again." The tall man reaches for the money. I pull it back slightly. "Do we understand each other?" I ask. Something in my tone makes him hesitate. Maybe he recognizes it. The voice of someone who's given orders before, orders that mattered. He nods slowly. He takes the money. Both men leave without another word. The silence stretches between me and the girl. She looks up at me. Her eyes are huge and dark, filled with tears she hasn't shed yet. "Thank you," she whispers. I kneel down to her level. My knee protests, but I ignore it. "What's your name?" I ask. My voice is softer now. "Lila," she says. "Where's your mother, Lila?" "At home. She's sick." I feel a weight settle in my stomach. I know that story. Different details. Same ending. "Can you show me?" I ask. She nods. She takes my hand. Her fingers are small and cold. We walk out into the rain together. I don't have an umbrella. Neither does she. I take off my coat and drape it over her shoulders. It swallows her small frame. "You'll get wet," she says. "I've been wet before," I say. We walk 3 blocks. The neighborhood gets worse with each street. Broken windows, abandoned cars, graffiti on every wall. She stops at a small house. The roof sags on one side. The porch steps are cracked. "This is it," she says quietly. I follow her up the steps. She opens the door. It's unlocked. Inside, the house is dim. A single lamp glows in the corner. The furniture is old but clean. "Mama!" Lila calls out. A woman appears in the doorway. She's thin, too thin. Her face is drawn with exhaustion, but her eyes are sharp, intelligent. They study me carefully. "Who's this baby?" she asks. Her voice is careful, cautious. "This is—" Lila hesitates. "He helped me. The men were chasing me." The woman's jaw tightens. She looks at me with new intensity. "What men?" she asks. "The ones you owe money to," I say. My voice is gentle. "I paid them." Her eyes find mine. Something passes between us. Understanding, pride, shame. I don't accept charity, she says. It's not charity, I say. It's what needed to happen. I don't even know your name. Vincent, I say. She studies me for a long moment. Then she sways slightly. Her hand reaches for the doorframe. Lila gasps. Mama! I move fast. I catch her before she hits the floor. She's light in my arms. Too light. We need to get her to a hospital, I say. Lila's breath catches. We don't have insurance. That doesn't matter right now, I say. The emergency room is bright and cold. I sit in a plastic chair with Lila beside me. She hasn't let go of my hand since we arrived. Her mother is somewhere behind those double doors. A nurse comes out every 30 minutes with updates. Dehydration, malnutrition, heart irregularities. Each word makes Lila grip my hand tighter. Is she going to die? Lila whispers. I look at her. Her eyes are red from crying, but she's holding herself together. Strong kid. No, I say. My voice is firm. She's going to be okay. I don't know if that's true, but she needs to hear it. The hours pass slowly. Lila falls asleep against my shoulder. Her breathing is soft and even. I stare at the waiting room wall. The paint is peeling. The clock ticks too loud. This isn't how I planned my evening. This isn't how I planned any part of my life anymore. 5 years ago, I was someone else. Someone powerful. Someone feared. Vincent Moretti. The name meant something then in certain circles, in certain cities. I ran things, made decisions, gave orders that people followed without question, and I destroyed everything I touched. My chest tightens with the memory. My sister, Maria, her face flashes in my mind. She was innocent. She didn't deserve what happened, what I couldn't prevent. I shake my head slightly. Those thoughts lead nowhere good. A doctor approaches us, young, professional, tired. Are you family? He asks. Yes, I say without hesitation. He doesn't question it. He sits down across from us. Mrs. Williams is stable, he says, but she has a serious heart condition. She'll need surgery eventually. How much? I ask. Without insurance? He hesitates. 60,000, maybe more. Lila stirs beside me. She's still asleep. I'm glad. What about tonight? I ask. We're keeping her overnight for observation. The bill for this visit will be around 3,000. I nod. I'll take care of it. The billing office. I'll take care of it, I repeat. He looks at me carefully. Then he nods. He stands and walks away. I ease Lila off my shoulder gently. She doesn't wake. I walk to the billing counter. The woman behind the desk looks up. Her expression is neutral, professional. I need to pay for Grace Williams' bill, I say. All of it, including future treatments. Her eyebrows rise slightly. That's very generous. Can I have your name? Make it anonymous, I say. I slide cash across the counter. This covers tonight. I'll arrange the rest. She counts the money slowly. $3,000 in hundreds. This is highly unusual, she says. I'm sure you can make it work, I say. My voice is polite but firm. She looks at me for a long moment. Then she nods. She takes the money. I return to Lila. She's awake now, rubbing her eyes. Where did you go? She asks. Her voice is small. Just handling something, I say. Can we see Mama? Soon, I say. The nurse lets us in 30 minutes later. Grace is awake. She looks better. Some color has returned to her face. Lila runs to her bedside. She grabs her mother's hand carefully. I was so scared, Lila says. I'm okay, baby, Grace says. Her voice is weak but steady. I'm sorry I scared you. Grace's eyes find mine over Lila's head. Questions fill them. Suspicion, gratitude, fear. Thank you, she says quietly. I nod. I don't trust myself to speak. Lila yawns widely. Grace smiles despite her exhaustion. You need to sleep, baby, Grace says. I don't want to leave you, Lila says. Mr. Vincent will take you home, Grace says. She looks at me. Won't you? It's not really a question. It's a test. She wants to see if I'll stay, if I'm reliable. Of course, I say. I drive Lila home in my old truck. She's quiet in the passenger seat, thinking. Are you really going to be my dad? She asks suddenly. The question catches me off guard. My hands tighten on the steering wheel. I was just pretending, I say carefully, to help you. Oh, she says. She sounds disappointed. The silence hangs between us for several blocks. But I can be your friend, I add. If that's okay. She brightens immediately. Really? Really? I say. I pull up to her house. The rain has stopped. The street is quiet. I walk her to the door. She digs a key out from under a broken flower pot. Will you come check on us? She asks. Tomorrow? I should say no, I should walk away, get back to my quiet life, my solitude. But I hear myself saying, yes, I'll check on you. She smiles. It transforms her face. She looks like any other happy kid. Good night, Vincent, she says. Good night, Lila. I wait until she's inside, until I hear the lock click. Then I walk back to my truck. I drive home slowly. My cabin is 15 minutes outside town, hidden in the trees, isolated. Inside, I pour a glass of water. I sit at my kitchen table. I stare at nothing. I feel tired, bone tired, not from the night, from the years. I pull out my phone. I have one contact saved. Marco, my old right-hand man. I delete it. I've been meaning to for months. Tonight feels like the right time. Some doors need to stay closed. Morning comes too early. I make coffee. I think about not going back to town, but I promised Lila, and I keep my promises now. It's part of being different, being better. I drive to the hospital first. Grace has been discharged. A nurse tells me she left an hour ago. I drive to her house. I knock on the door. Lila answers. You came, she says. Her voice is bright. I said I would, I say. Grace appears behind her. She's moving carefully, slowly, but she's on her feet. Mr. Moretti, she says. Her voice is formal, distant. She knows my last name. Someone must have told her. That's not good. Just Vincent, I say. Vincent, then. She studies me. We need to talk. Lila looks between us, sensing tension. Can you go play in your room, baby? Grace asks. Lila hesitates. Then she nods. She runs upstairs. Grace gestures to the couch. I sit. She sits across from me in a worn armchair. The nurse said someone paid my bill, she says. Anonymously. I don't respond. I just wait. That was you, she says. It's not a question. Yes, I say. Why? I think about that. Really think about it. Because I could, I say finally. Because it needed to be done. That's not an answer, she says. Her voice is sharper now. It's the only one I have, I say. Her eyes find mine. She's looking for something, trying to understand. I don't know you, she says. I don't know what you want. I don't want anything, I say. I feel frustrated. I just helped. That's all. Nobody just helps, she says. Not like that. Not with that kind of money. I stand up. My chest tightens with emotion. Old pain. Old guilt. Look around, I say. My voice is rough. You're barely holding on. Your daughter is scared. You needed help. I had the means. That's it. Something shifts in her expression. The hardness softens slightly. Who are you? She asks quietly. Really? I could lie. I could walk away. But I'm tired of lies. Someone who made mistakes, I say. Someone trying to do better. The silence stretches, long and uncomfortable. Finally, Grace sighs. She looks tired. Your roof is leaking, I say. I change the subject deliberately. I noticed last night. I can fix it. I can't pay you, she says. I'm not asking for payment, I say. Then why? Because it needs fixing, I say. Because I know how. She studies me for another long moment. Then she nods slowly. Okay, she says. But this doesn't mean I trust you. I understand, I say. I spend the next 3 days repairing Grace's roof. I work early, before the heat gets bad. Lila sits on the porch and watches me. She asks questions constantly. About tools, about wood, about everything. Grace watches too, from inside, through the window, making sure I'm not a threat. On the 3rd day, I'm hammering the last shingle when someone calls up to me. That's some good work. I look down. An older man stands in the yard. He's wearing casual clothes. A cross necklace hangs around his neck. Thank you, I say. I'm Pastor James, he says, from the church down the street. I climb down the ladder slowly. My knee complains. Vincent, I say. I shake his hand. Grace told me you've been helping out, he says. That's very kind. It needed doing, I say. He smiles. Most people would say that. Few would actually do it. I don't know how to respond to that. I just nod. You should come to service Sunday, he says. We'd love to have you. Something in my chest tightens. Church. I haven't been to church in 20 years. I'll think about it, I say. He nods. He seems satisfied with that answer. He walks away with a friendly wave. Grace comes out onto the porch. Lila follows her. Did Pastor James invite you to church? Grace asks. Yes, I say. Are you going? I look at her. She's testing me again. Watching. Maybe, I say. Would that be okay? It's a free country, she says. But something in her voice softens. Lila grabs my hand. You should come, she says. Then we can all sit together. I feel something warm spread through my chest. Unfamiliar, uncomfortable. Good. Then I'll come, I say. Sunday morning arrives cold and clear. I iron my one good shirt. I put on my cleanest jeans. I look at myself in the mirror. I barely recognize the man staring back. Older, harder, scarred, but maybe a little bit redeemed. Maybe. I drive to the church. It's small, white paint peeling, a simple cross on top. Inside, people are already gathering. I slip into the back pew, quiet, unnoticed. Grace and Lila arrive 10 minutes later. Lila spots me immediately. She waves enthusiastically. Grace sees me too. Her expression is unreadable. They sit 3 rows ahead. Lila keeps turning around to smile at me. The service begins. Pastor James speaks about mercy, about second chances, about redemption. Every word feels aimed at me. Personal, direct. I feel uncomfortable, exposed, but I stay. During the final hymn, Lila slips out of her pew. She comes back and sits beside me. She takes my hand. Grace watches. She doesn't stop her daughter. That means something. After the service, people mingle outside. Some shake my hand, others watch from a distance. An older woman approaches. Her face is kind but curious. You're the man helping Grace, she says. Yes, ma'am, I say. That's very Christian of you, she says. I don't tell her I'm not sure I'm Christian. I'm not sure I'm anything. Just trying to help, I say. She pats my arm. Well, bless you for it. Pastor James finds me before I can leave. He's smiling. Glad you came, he says. It was good, I say. I mean it. You're welcome any time, he says. And if you ever need to talk, my door is always open. I nod. I appreciate the offer, but I can't imagine ever taking him up on it. Too many secrets. Too much darkness. Grace approaches with Lila. My breath catches when I see them. They look peaceful, happy. Thank you for coming, Grace says. Her voice is warmer now, less suspicious. Thank you for letting me, I say. Do you want to come to lunch? Lila asks suddenly. Mama's making chicken. Grace looks surprised, but she doesn't contradict her daughter. If it's not an imposition, I say carefully. It's not, Grace says. Something shifts in her face. You're welcome. Lunch is simple, chicken, rice, green beans. But it tastes better than anything I've had in months. Lila talks constantly. About school, about her friends, about everything. Grace and I eat quietly, listening, occasionally meeting each other's eyes. Vincent, Lila says suddenly, do you have a family? The question freezes me. My fork stops halfway to my mouth. Grace tenses. She knows it's a difficult question. She can see it on my face. I did, I say finally. Once. What happened? Lila asks innocently. Lila, Grace says sharply. That's private. It's okay, I say. I set down my fork. I had a sister, Maria. She died a long time ago. I'm sorry, Lila says. Her voice is small, sincere. Me too, I say. The silence hangs for a moment, heavy with old grief. But I have you two now, I add. As friends, that's something. Lila smiles. Grace's expression softens further. After lunch, I help wash dishes. Grace tries to refuse, but I insist. We stand side by side at the sink. She washes, I dry. You're a good man, she says quietly. Aren't you? I think about that, about all the things I've done, all the people I've hurt. I'm trying to be, I say. She nods. That's all any of us can do. The next week passes peacefully. I visit every few days. I help with small repairs. Lila draws me pictures. Grace begins to smile when she sees me. Then one evening, everything changes. I'm at home when I hear a car engine. Unusual, nobody comes out here. I look through the window. A black sedan sits at the end of my driveway. My chest tightens. I recognize that car, that style. Marco. He gets out slowly, confident. He walks toward my cabin. I open the door before he knocks. I step outside. I close the door behind me. We face each other in the dying light. Vincent, he says. His voice is smooth. Long time. Not long enough, I say. He smiles. That's no way to greet an old friend. We're not friends, I say. Not anymore. Once family, always family, he says. You know the rules. I feel anger rise in my chest. Hot and familiar. I'm out, I say. Have been for 5 years. Nobody's ever really out, he says. You know that. The silence stretches, dangerous, tense. Why are you here, Marco? Business, he says. We need you back. Things have gotten complicated. Find someone else, I say. His expression hardens. It doesn't work that way. Then it doesn't work, I say. My voice is flat, final. He steps closer. His eyes are cold now, empty. I saw you in town, he says, with that woman and her kid. Nice little setup you got. My blood runs cold. My hands tighten into fists. Leave them alone, I say. Each word is deliberate, a warning. Come back to work, he says, or I can't guarantee their safety. If you touch them, I start. You'll what? He cuts me off. You're nobody now, Vincent. No power, no protection, just an old man playing house. I take a step forward. He doesn't back away. We're inches apart. I was nobody before I built an empire, I say quietly. Don't make me remember how. Something flickers in his eyes. Uncertainty, maybe fear. 1 week, he says. Think about it. Then I'll be back. He walks to his car. He drives away slowly, making his point. I stand in the darkness for a long time. My heart pounds. My hands shake. Everything I've tried to build, everything I've tried to become, it's all at risk now. I can't let Marco hurt them. I can't let my past destroy their future, but I don't know how to stop it. For the first time in years, I feel truly afraid. Not for myself, for them. I look up at the stars. The same stars I looked at as a boy, before everything went wrong. If there's still a God listening, I whisper. Maybe this is how I start over. But tonight, I'm not sure God is listening. Tonight, I'm not sure of anything at all. I don't sleep that night. I sit at my kitchen table. I watch the darkness through the window. Marco's threat plays over and over in my mind. His cold smile, his casual menace. I could run, pack up, disappear again. It's what I've done before. But that would leave Grace and Lila vulnerable, unprotected, and I can't do that. My chest tightens with the weight of it, the impossible choice. At dawn, I make a decision. I'll keep visiting them, keep helping, but I'll be more careful, more watchful, and I'll prepare, just in case. I drive to Grace's house mid-morning. My eyes scan every car, every shadow, looking for threats. Lila sees me from the window. She waves wildly. She runs outside before I even park. "Vincent!" she calls. "Guess what? I drew you another picture." I smile despite my worry. Her joy is infectious, pure. "Can't wait to see it," I say. Grace comes to the door. She's wearing a simple dress. Her hair is pulled back. She looks stronger than she did a week ago. "Morning," she says. Her voice is warm now, welcoming. "Morning," I say. "How are you feeling?" "Better," she says. "Much better." Lila grabs my hand. She pulls me inside. She shows me her drawing. It's the three of us, standing under a rainbow. "It's beautiful," I say. "I mean it." "That's you," she says. She points to the tall figure. "And that's Mama, and that's me." "We look happy," I say. "Because we are," she says simply. Something shifts in my chest. Warmth, fear, gratitude, all mixed together. Grace watches us from the kitchen doorway. Her expression is soft, thoughtful. "Lila, go get ready for school," she says. Lila groans, but obeys. She runs upstairs. Her footsteps are loud on the old wood. Grace approaches me. She sits on the couch. I sit beside her, not too close. "Are you okay?" she asks. "You look tired." I feel tired, bone tired, but I can't tell her why. "Just didn't sleep well," I say. "Nightmares?" she asks gently. The word surprises me. She's perceptive, more than I realized. "Something like that," I say. Her eyes find mine. They're full of concern, and something else. Trust, maybe, or the beginning of it. "You can talk to me," she says, "if you need to." I want to. I want to tell her everything. The threats, the danger, the past. But I can't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. "I know," I say. "Thank you." The silence stretches between us. But it's comfortable now, not tense. "I need to take Lila to school," Grace says. "But would you like to come back for lunch?" "I'd like that," I say. I spend the morning driving around town, watching, checking. I don't see Marco's car. That doesn't mean he's not here. It just means he's being subtle. At noon, I return to Grace's house. She's made sandwiches. Simple, good. We eat at her small kitchen table. Sun streams through the window. Everything feels normal, safe. "Tell me about yourself," Grace says. I realized I don't know much. My breath catches slightly. Dangerous territory. "Not much to tell," I say. "Everyone has a story," she says. Her voice is patient. "What did you do before you came here?" "Business," I say. It's not entirely a lie. Import and export. What kind of imports? I feel trapped, cornered by kindness. Various things, I say vaguely. It didn't work out. I needed a change. She studies me. She knows I'm holding back, but she doesn't push. Sometimes change is good, she says. Sometimes it's necessary. Yes, I say. I feel grateful for her understanding. My husband died 3 years ago, she says suddenly. Factory accident. I'm sorry, I say. He was a good man, she says. Her voice is soft with memory. Kind. He would have liked you. I doubt that, but I appreciate the thought. Lila doesn't remember him much, Grace continues. She was only 5, but she remembers his laugh. That's a good thing to remember, I say. What do you remember about your sister? She asks. The question catches me off guard. My hands tighten around my coffee cup. Her smile, I say finally. She smiled all the time, even when things were hard. How did she die? Grace asks gently. I close my eyes briefly. The memory is sharp, painful. Wrong place, wrong time, I say. My voice is rough. She got caught in something she shouldn't have. I'm sorry, Grace says. Me too, I say. She reaches across the table. She touches my hand lightly, just for a moment. We've both lost people we love, she says. Maybe that's why we understand each other. I look at her, really look at her. She's beautiful, not in the way I used to notice, but in something deeper, stronger. Her faith, her resilience, her grace. The name fits her. Maybe, I say. That afternoon I noticed the car. Black sedan, parked 2 streets over. Marco's watching, making sure I know he's there. I don't tell Grace. I don't want to frighten her, but I start staying later, making sure they're safe before I leave. On Wednesday, I'm fixing Grace's front porch when a police car pulls up. A sheriff steps out. He's middle-aged, solid. His expression is neutral, but watchful. Afternoon, he says. Afternoon, I reply. I'm Sheriff Daniels, he says. You must be Vincent. That's right, I say. Heard you've been helping Mrs. Williams, he says. That's kind of you. Just being neighborly, I say. He nods slowly. He's studying me, assessing. You new to town? He asks. Been here about 6 months, I say. Keep to myself, mostly. Where'd you move from? Up north, I say vaguely. His eyes narrow slightly. He knows I'm being evasive, but he doesn't have a reason to push. Yet. Well, welcome to town, he says. We look out for each other here. Good to know, I say. He tips his hat. He gets back in his car, but I notice he drives past, slowly, watching. Grace comes out after he leaves. She's worried. Was there a problem? She asks. No, I say, just introducing himself. Sheriff Daniels is a good man, she says, but he doesn't trust easily. Can't blame him for that, I say. That night, I find another note on my windshield. Just 3 words. Time is running. My jaw tightens. I crumple the note. I look around the empty parking lot. Marco's playing games, trying to unnerve me. It's working. Sunday arrives again. I go to church with Grace and Lila. It's becoming a routine, normal. Pastor James preaches about forgiveness, about letting go of the past. I wonder if he knows, if he somehow sees into my soul. After the service, several people approach me. They shake my hand. They thank me for helping Grace. An older man named Mr. Peterson invites me to a town meeting on Friday, something about community improvements. We could use a man with your skills, he says. I'll think about it, I say. Lila pulls on my sleeve. Say yes, she whispers. I look down at her. Her eyes are bright with hope. She wants me to stay, to be part of things. Okay, I say. I'll come. Grace smiles. Something shifts in her expression. Approval, maybe, or affection. That afternoon, Grace asks me to stay for dinner. I accept. We cook together. Well, she cooks. I mostly chop vegetables and try not to get in the way. Lila sets the table. She puts 3 plates down, 3 forks, 3 knives, like a family. My chest tightens with emotion. This is what I lost, what I thought I'd never have again. During dinner, Lila talks about her school day. Grace tells a funny story about a customer at the grocery store where she works part-time. I mostly listen. I soak it in. The normalcy, the warmth. Vincent, Grace says. Her voice is thoughtful. Why don't you have a family? You seem like you'd be a good father. The question hits hard. I set down my fork. I made choices, I say carefully. Choices that made that impossible. What kind of choices? Lila asks. Bad ones, I say simply. Grace's eyes find mine. She's not judging, just listening. But you're different now, Lila says. Right? I'm trying to be, I say. That's what matters, Grace says softly. Trying. Friday evening, I go to the town meeting. It's held in the church basement. About 30 people attend. They discuss repairs to the community center, fundraising for the school, local concerns. Mr. Peterson introduces me. People clap politely. Some smile. Others watch cautiously. After the meeting, Sheriff Daniels approaches me. His expression is serious. Can I have a word? He asks. Sure, I say. We step outside. The night air is cool, quiet. I did some checking on you, he says. Vincent Moretti. That name rang a bell. My stomach drops, but I keep my face neutral. And, I say, you were connected to some bad people, he says. 5 years ago, up in Chicago. I was, I say. No point denying it. I left that life. Did that life leave you? He asks. I meet his eyes. He's sharp, perceptive. I don't know yet, I say honestly. Mrs. Williams is a good woman, he says. Her daughter is innocent. If your past puts them in danger. It won't, I interrupt. I won't let it. That's not always up to you, he says. It is this time, I say. My voice is firm, final. He studies me for a long moment. Then he nods slowly. I'll be watching, he says. But I hope you're telling the truth, for everyone's sake. He walks away. I stand in the darkness. My hands shake slightly. Everything is unraveling, slowly but surely. The next morning, Grace collapses at work. The store manager calls an ambulance. I get the call from Lila. She's at a neighbor's house. Her voice is shaking. Vincent, Mama's in the hospital again, she says. Can you come? I'm on my way, I say. I break every speed limit getting there. I find Lila in the waiting room. She's crying. I kneel down. I pull her into a hug. She clings to me. She's going to be okay, I say, I promise. But I don't know if that's true. The doctor comes out an hour later. His expression is grave. Her heart is failing faster than we thought, he says. She needs surgery soon, within the month. How much? I ask. 60,000, he says, maybe more depending on complications. I'll get the money, I say. How? He asks skeptically. I'll get it, I repeat. He nods. He doesn't believe me, but he's not going to argue. Grace is moved to a private room. I go in with Lila. Grace looks pale, weak, but conscious. I'm sorry, baby, she whispers to Lila. I'm sorry I keep scaring you. It's okay, Mama, Lila says. Vincent's here. He'll help. Grace's eyes find mine. They're full of fear and something else. Trust. I can't ask you to do more, she says. You're not asking, I say. I'm offering. Why? She whispers. Why do you care so much? I think about that. Really think about it. Because you gave me something I lost, I say. Hope, purpose, family. Her breath catches. Tears fill her eyes. We're not your family, she says softly. You could be, I say. The words hang between us, heavy with meaning. Grace reaches out. She takes my hand. She squeezes gently. Okay, she whispers. Okay. That night, I make the call I swore I'd never make. I dial the number from memory. Marco answers on the second ring. Vincent, he says, I knew you'd come around. I need money, I say. 60,000 fast. That's a lot of money, he says. What's it for? That's my business, I say. Everything is my business now, he says. His voice is cold. If you want money, you work for it. One job, I say. Then I'm out. Forever. One job, he agrees. But it's a big one, and if you fail, I won't fail, I say. Good, he says. I'll be in touch. He hangs up. I stare at my phone. I feel sick. I just made a deal with the devil. Again. But for Grace and Lila, it's worth it. It has to be. The next few days are tense. I visit the hospital daily. I bring Lila to see her mother. I sit with Grace when Lila's at school. On Wednesday, Grace asks me the question I've been dreading. Tell me the truth, she says. All of it. Who you really are. I look at her. She's pale, weak, but determined. I owe her the truth, even if it destroys everything. My name is Vincent Moretti, I say. 5 years ago, I ran a criminal organization in Chicago. Smuggling, extortion, worse things. Her face pales further, but she doesn't look away. I had a sister, I continue. Maria. She wasn't part of that world, but my enemies used her to get to me. They killed her. My voice breaks slightly. I pause, I gather myself. After that I left, I say. I disappeared. I came here to start over, to be someone different. Are you still part of that world? She asks. No, I say. I cut all ties, but my past found me anyway. Marco, she says. I'm surprised. How do you know? I saw him, she says, outside the hospital yesterday, watching. I asked the nurse who he was. My chest tightens. He's threatening you, to get to me. What does he want? Me to come back, I say, to work for him again. Are you going to? She asks quietly. I look at her, really look at her. I see her fear, her hope, her faith. I'm doing one job, I say, to get money for your surgery. Then I'm done, forever. No, she says firmly. Her voice is stronger now. Don't do it. I won't let you sell your soul for me. Grace. No, she repeats. I'd rather die than have you become that man again. Her words hit like a physical blow. My breath catches. You won't die, I say. I won't let you. Then find another way, she says. Please find another way. I want to argue, but I see the tears in her eyes, the desperation. Okay, I say. I'll find another way, but I don't know what that way is. I leave the hospital feeling lost, desperate. I drive aimlessly for an hour. Finally, I end up at the church. It's empty, quiet. I sit in a back pew. I stare at the cross on the wall. I'm not a religious man. I haven't been in decades, but right now I don't know where else to turn. I don't know if you're listening, I say quietly. I don't know if you even care about someone like me. My voice echoes in the empty space. But I'm asking anyway, I continue. Help me. Show me what to do, please. The silence stretches. No answer comes. No divine revelation. Just silence. I stand to leave. Then I hear footsteps. Pastor James emerges from a side door. Vincent, he says. I thought I heard someone. Sorry, I say. I didn't mean to intrude. You're not intruding, he says. This is your church too. He sits beside me. He doesn't ask questions. He just waits. Grace needs surgery, I say finally. $60,000. I don't have it. I heard, he says gently. The church has been praying. Prayer won't pay for surgery, I say. It comes out harsher than I intend. No, he agrees. But faith moves people to action, and people can do remarkable things. Like what? I ask. Like help, he says simply. Let me talk to the congregation. We'll raise money. We'll find a way. That could take months, I say. She doesn't have months. Then we'll work faster, he says. But you're not alone in this, Vincent. None of us are. His words break something inside me. I feel tears sting my eyes. I blink them back. I don't deserve help, I say. Not after the things I've done. None of us deserve grace, he says. That's why it's called grace. It's a gift, not a reward. I look at him. He's smiling gently, like he understands, like he's seen broken people before. Let us help, he says. Please. I nod. I don't trust my voice. The next Sunday, Pastor James makes an announcement. He tells the congregation about Grace's condition, about the need. People respond immediately. They pledge money, time, resources. Mr. Peterson stands up. I'm putting in $5,000, he says, and I'll match the next $5,000 anyone else contributes. Others follow. Smaller amounts. $50, $100, whatever they can spare. By the end of the service, they've raised $15,000. It's not enough, but it's a start. Grace cries when I tell her. I can't believe it, she says. All these people, helping a stranger. You're not a stranger, I say. You're part of this community. Because of you, she says. You brought me into this. You made them see me. No, I say. They always saw you. I just helped them act. She smiles through her tears. She squeezes my hand. That night I get a text from Marco. Still waiting, tick-tock. I delete it. I block his number. Whatever happens now, I'm not going back. I'll find another way. I have to. 2 days later, Sheriff Daniels finds me at the hardware store. His expression is serious. We need to talk, he says. Okay, I say. We step outside. He hands me a folder. Inside are photos. Marco meeting with known criminals. Plans for something big. Your friend is planning a robbery, Sheriff Daniels says. Next week, the county credit union. My blood runs cold. How do you know? Informant, he says. What I want to know is whether you're involved. No, I say immediately. I walked away from that life. Then help me stop it, he says. You know how he operates. You know his patterns. I look at the photos again. Marco's face. Cold. Calculated. Dangerous. If I help the sheriff, Marco will know. He'll retaliate. Grace and Lila will be in danger. But if I don't help, innocent people could get hurt. Killed. What do you need? I ask. Sheriff Daniels's eyes find mine. Something shifts in his expression. Respect, maybe. Information, he says. Timing. Locations. Whatever you know. I take a deep breath. I make my choice. He'll come in through the back, I say. Between 2 and 3 p.m., when security changes shifts, he'll have 3 men, maybe 4. How do you know? Because that's how I would have done it, I say quietly. He nods slowly. Help me set a trap. Help me end this. And maybe we can protect your family in the process. My family. The words hit hard, because that's what they are now. Grace and Lila. My family. Okay, I say. I'll help. Good, he says. Meet me tomorrow. Early. We'll work out the details. He walks away. I stand alone in the parking lot, the weight of my choice pressing down. I just betrayed Marco. When he finds out, he'll come for me, for all of us. But it's the right choice, I know it is. For the first time in years, I'm choosing the light over the darkness, even if it costs me everything. I meet Sheriff Daniels before dawn. The police station is quiet, empty except for a few night shift officers. He spreads maps across his desk, blueprints of the credit union, security schedules, entry points. Walk me through it, he says. I study the papers. My old instincts kick in, reading patterns, spotting weaknesses. Marco will scout it twice before the job, I say. Once as a customer, once from across the street. When? He probably already has, I say. He's thorough, patient. Sheriff Daniels nods. He's taking notes, listening carefully. He'll use a stolen car, I continue. Something common, a sedan or SUV. He'll park 2 blocks away. How many men? 3, I say. Maybe 4. But 3 is more likely. Less risk. Easier coordination. Weapons? Definitely, I say. My chest tightens. Marco doesn't do anything without firepower. Sheriff Daniels looks at me. His expression is serious, calculating. You could have been part of this, he says. He asked you, didn't he? Yes, I say. Why did you refuse? I think about Grace, about Lila, about the man I'm trying to become. Because I'm not that person anymore, I say. He studies me for a long moment. Then he nods. Something shifts in his expression. Trust, maybe. Okay, he says. Here's what we're going to do. The plan is simple. Sheriff Daniels will have undercover officers inside the credit union, plain clothes, blending in as customers. When Marco makes his move, they'll be ready. Quick, controlled, minimal casualties. But Marco is smart, experienced. He'll spot anything unusual, any detail out of place. You need to make it look normal, I say. Completely routine. We will, Sheriff Daniels says. And you need to protect Grace and Lila, I say. My voice is firm. No matter what happens. I'll put a patrol car on her street, he says. 24 hours until this is over. I feel slightly better. Not much, but slightly. I leave the station as the sun rises. I drive to the hospital. Grace is awake, reading her Bible. Morning, I say quietly. She looks up. She smiles. But I see the worry in her eyes. You look tired, she says. Couldn't sleep, I say. It's not a lie. Is something wrong? She asks. I want to tell her. About Marco. About the robbery, about everything. But I can't. Not yet. Not until it's over. Just worried about you, I say instead. Don't worry about me, she says. Her voice is gentle. God's taking care of me, and you're taking care of everything else. I sit beside her bed. I take her hand. It's warm, strong despite her illness. The church raised almost 20,000, I say, and Mr. Peterson is organizing a fundraiser next week. I know, she says. People keep telling me. I can't believe it. Believe it, I say. You're loved here. Her eyes find mine. They're soft, full of emotion. You did this, she says. You brought people together. You showed them how to care. I just helped, I say. You did more than that, she says. You saved us. In every way. My breath catches. I don't know how to respond. She squeezes my hand gently. Whatever happens, she says. Whatever comes. I want you to know. You're part of us now. Part of our family. I feel tears sting my eyes. I blink them back. Thank you, I whisper. Wednesday arrives. The day of the robbery. I feel sick all morning, anxious, afraid. I drive past the credit union twice. Everything looks normal, routine. No sign of increased security. Sheriff Daniels is good, professional. His people blend in perfectly. But will it be enough? I go to the hospital. I spend the morning with Grace and Lila. I try to act normal, cheerful. Lila shows me her homework, math problems. She's struggling with fractions. I help her. We work through the problems together. It feels normal. Good. At 2 o'clock my phone buzzes. A text from Sheriff Daniels. In position. My hands tighten around my phone. Grace notices. "What's wrong?" she asks. "Nothing," I lie. "Just a message." She doesn't believe me, but she doesn't push. At 2:15, another text. "Target spotted. Black SUV. 3 men." My heart pounds. It's happening. Right now. "Vincent," Grace says. Her voice is worried. "Talk to me." I can't hide it anymore, can't lie. "Marco's robbing the credit union," I say quietly. "Right now, Sheriff Daniels is stopping him." Her face pales. Her breath catches. "Did you—" she starts. "I helped set the trap," I say. "I gave them information. I betrayed him." The silence stretches, tense, frightened. "What will he do?" she asks. "When he finds out." "Come after me," I say. "Maybe worse." "Then we need to leave," she says. "All of us. Right now." "You can't travel," I say. "You're too weak." "I don't care," she says. Her voice is fierce. "I won't let him hurt you." Before I can respond, my phone rings. Sheriff Daniels. "It's done," he says. "We got them. All 3. No casualties." I feel relief flood through me. My breath catches. "And Marco?" I ask. "In custody," he says. "But Vincent, he was asking for you. He knows you set him up." My stomach drops. "What did he say?" "That you made a mistake," Sheriff Daniels says. "That you'll pay for it." Those were his exact words. I close my eyes. I knew this would happen, but knowing doesn't make it easier. "What now?" I ask. "We need your testimony," he says. "Everything you know about his organization, his connections, his operations." "He'll send someone," I say. "Even from jail. He has people. We'll protect you," Sheriff Daniels says. "All of you. I promise." I hang up. I look at Grace. She's watching me, waiting. "It's over," I say. "They caught him." "But," she says. "But he knows I helped," I say. "He'll retaliate somehow." Grace's hand finds mine. She holds it tight. "Then we face it together," she says. The next 48 hours are chaos. Sheriff Daniels questions me for hours, recording everything, building his case. Marco's operation was bigger than I thought. Connections in 5 states, money laundering, drug trafficking, violence. "Your testimony will put him away for life," Sheriff Daniels says. "Him and a dozen others." "Good," I say. "But I know the cost. I'm a marked man now, a traitor, someone who broke the code. Even in prison, Marco has reach, power, influence." On Friday morning, I'm at the hospital with Grace when Sheriff Daniels arrives. His face is grim. "What's wrong?" I ask. "Marco made bail," he says. "An hour ago. Someone posted $2 million. My blood runs cold. "How?" "Connections," he says. "Money. We're working on getting it revoked. But for now, he's out." Grace gasps. Her hand flies to her chest. "Grace," I say quickly. "What's wrong?" She's breathing hard, fast. Her face is pale, sweating. I hit the call button. Nurses rush in. They push me aside. "Her heart," one says. "She's going into failure." Everything happens fast. Too fast. Machines beeping. Doctors shouting orders. Grace being wheeled away. Lila runs in. She sees the chaos. She starts crying. "What's happening?" she screams. "Where's Mama?" I catch her. I pull her close. She's shaking, sobbing. "She's going to be okay," I say. But I don't know if that's true. Sheriff Daniels puts his hand on my shoulder. "I'll post officers here," he says. 24 hours, no one gets near her." I nod. I can't speak. My throat is too tight. We wait for hours. Lila falls asleep against me, exhausted from crying. A doctor finally appears. He looks tired, serious. "We've stabilized her," he says, "but she needs surgery. Now, tonight. She won't survive another episode." "Do it," I say immediately. "The cost?" "I don't care," I interrupt. "Do whatever you need to do. I'll figure out the money." He nods. He disappears back through the doors. Sheriff Daniels sits beside me. "How much do you have?" he asks quietly. "About 30,000 from the church fundraiser," I say. "Not nearly enough." "I'll make some calls," he says. "See what I can do." "Thank you," I whisper. They take Grace into surgery at 8 p.m. The procedure will take 6 hours, maybe more. Lila stays with me. She's awake now, quiet, scared. "Is Mama going to die?" she asks. I look at her. Her eyes are red, swollen, full of fear. "No," I say. I make my voice confident, strong. "She's a fighter. She'll make it through." "Promise?" she whispers. "Promise," I say. She leans against me. I put my arm around her. We sit in silence. Pastor James arrives at 9. He brings food, coffee, comfort. The whole church is praying, he says. Dozens of people. All night. Thank you, I say. He sits with us. He doesn't try to make conversation. He just stays. Present. Supportive. At midnight, Lila falls asleep again. I carry her to a couch. I cover her with my jacket. Sheriff Daniels returns at 1 a.m. Marco's gone, he says quietly. Skipped bail. Left town. I feel relief, then fear. Where? We don't know, he says. But we're looking, and we've got federal marshals involved now. He'll come back, I say. Eventually. For revenge. Maybe, Sheriff Daniels says. But by then you'll be protected. Witness protection if necessary. I shake my head. I'm not leaving, I say. This is my home now. Even if it's dangerous? Especially then, I say. I'm done running. He nods slowly. Respect shows in his eyes. At 2 a.m. a doctor emerges. He looks exhausted, but he's smiling slightly. She's stable, he says. The surgery went well. Better than expected. I feel tears sting my eyes. Relief floods through me. Can I see her? I ask. Soon, he says. She needs to wake up first, but her prognosis is good. Pastor James stands. He puts his hand on my shoulder. Praise God, he says softly. I nod. For once, I don't disagree. Grace wakes up at dawn, weak but alive, conscious. I bring Lila in. She runs to her mother's bedside. She takes her hand carefully. Mama, she whispers. You're okay. I'm okay, baby, Grace says. Her voice is hoarse, tired. I'm so sorry I scared you. Vincent was here the whole time, Lila says. He didn't leave. Grace's eyes find mine. They're full of emotion, gratitude, love. Thank you, she mouths. I nod. I can't speak. My throat is too tight. The doctor comes in. He checks her vitals. He smiles. You're a miracle, he says. We lost you for a minute. Your heart stopped. But you came back. Grace looks at Lila, then at me, then back at the doctor. I had reasons to come back, she says softly. The next 3 weeks pass slowly. Grace recovers. Stronger each day. The church raises the rest of the money. People donate, share, give what they can. By the end of the month, the entire bill is paid. Every cent. Plus extra for follow-up care. Grace cries when she hears. I don't deserve this, she says. None of us do, Pastor James says. That's grace unearned, undeserved, but given freely. Sheriff Daniels keeps me updated on Marco. They found him in Mexico. Extradition is pending. He'll face trial. Life in prison, most likely. So you're safe now, Sheriff Daniels says. All of you. I feel something loosen in my chest. Weight lifting. Fear releasing. On a Wednesday afternoon, Grace is discharged. I drive her and Lila home. The house looks brighter somehow. More alive. Welcome home, I say. Grace smiles. She looks at me. Something shifts in her expression. Warmth. Affection. More. Come inside, she says. Please. Stay for dinner? I stay. We cook together. Lila sets the table. 3 plates, 3 forks, 3 knives. A family. During dinner, Grace reaches across the table. She takes my hand. I've been thinking, she says, about everything. About us. My heart pounds. I wait. I don't know what the future holds, she continues. But I know I want you in it. If you want that too. I look at her. Really look at her. This woman who changed everything. Who gave me hope, purpose, love. I want that, I say. My voice is rough with emotion. More than anything. Lila squeals with joy. She jumps up. She hugs both of us. Does this mean Vincent is my real dad now? She asks. Grace laughs. I laugh. It feels good. Right. If he wants to be, Grace says. She looks at me, questioning, hopeful. I want to be, I say. 6 months pass. The best 6 months of my life. I move into Grace's house. We make it official, slowly, carefully, but with certainty. I propose on a Sunday morning, in the church, in front of everyone. Grace says yes. Lila cries happy tears. We marry a month later. Small ceremony. Just family and close friends. Pastor James officiates. I feel peace. Real peace. For the first time in decades. Sheriff Daniels attends. He shakes my hand afterward. You did good, he says. You chose right. Thank you, I say, for giving me the chance. Marco goes to trial. I testify. I tell everything. He's convicted. Life sentence. No parole. As they lead him away, he looks at me. His eyes are cold, hateful. But I don't feel afraid anymore. I feel free. I open a community center with money from the seized assets. The court allows it. A way to give back, to atone. I dedicate it to Grace and Lila. A plaque by the door reads, "Where second chances begin." Kids come every day, after school programs, tutoring, sports, art. Grace volunteers at the front desk. She welcomes everyone, makes them feel seen, valued. Lila helps paint murals on the walls. Families, angels, hope. One afternoon, I stand in the doorway. I watch children laugh, play, learn. I feel grateful, overwhelmed, blessed. Grace comes up beside me. She slips her hand into mine. "Look what you built," she says softly. "We built," I correct. "All of us together." She smiles. She leans her head on my shoulder. "I love you," she says. "I love you too," I say. A year after we marry, the town holds a festival, a celebration of community, of renewal, of hope. They ask me to speak. I'm nervous. Public speaking was never my thing. But I stand up anyway, in front of hundreds of people, friends, neighbors, family. "A year ago I was lost," I say. My voice is steady, clear. I was running from my past, hiding from who I'd been. People listen, silent, attentive. "Then I met a little girl in the rain," I continue. "She asked me to pretend to be her father, and in that moment everything changed." I look at Lila. She's sitting in the front row, smiling, proud. "I learned that redemption isn't about forgetting your past," I say. "It's about choosing who you are today, right now, in this moment." Applause erupts, loud, genuine, warm. Grace stands. She comes to the stage. She takes my hand. "This man saved my life," she says to the crowd. "In every way possible. He showed me that broken people can be made whole, that lost people can be found, that even the darkest past can lead to the brightest future." More applause, louder now. People stand, cheering. I feel tears on my cheeks. I don't wipe them away. That evening we walk home together, all three of us. The sun sets behind us, golden and warm. We pass the old pharmacy, the place where everything started, where Lila grabbed my coat and changed my world. She takes my hand now, my real daughter, adopted officially 6 months ago. "Dad," she says. The word still makes my chest tighten with joy. "Do you remember when I asked you to pretend?" "I remember," I say. She stops walking. She looks up at me. Her eyes are serious, thoughtful. "You don't have to pretend anymore," she says softly. The words hit me, hard, beautiful, true. I kneel down. I pull her into a hug. Grace kneels too. She wraps her arms around both of us. "No, sweetheart," I whisper. "I never was pretending." Church bells ring in the distance, calling people to evening service. The sound is peaceful. Right. We stand. We walk toward home, our family, our future. I look up at the sky. Stars are beginning to appear, the same stars I looked at a year ago, when I was alone, lost, broken. But everything is different now. Everything is better. I'm not Vincent Moretti, the crime boss, anymore. I'm not Vincent the fugitive. I'm not Vincent the guilty. I'm just Vincent, husband, father, friend, neighbor, a man who was given a second chance and who chose to take it. We reach our house. The porch light glows warm and welcoming. Inside I can see the life we've built, photos on the walls, toys on the floor, love in every corner. Grace squeezes my hand. "Home," she says simply. "Home," I agree. Lila runs ahead. She opens the door. "Come on," she calls. "I want to show you my new drawing." We follow her inside, into the warmth, into the light, into the life I never thought I'd have. The door closes behind us, shutting out the past, welcoming the future. And for the first time in my entire life, I feel completely at peace. Everything is finally where it should be. I wake up every morning next to Grace. That simple fact still amazes me. Her breathing is soft and steady, peaceful. The surgery scar on her chest has faded, a reminder of how close we came to losing everything. But we didn't lose. We won, against every odd. I slip out of bed quietly. I make coffee. I stand at the kitchen window and watch the sun rise. This house is mine now, legally, officially. Grace and I signed the papers 3 months ago. Joint ownership, joint everything. A family, a real family. Lila's backpack sits by the door. Her homework folder sticks out. She finished it last night without being asked. She's growing up, responsible, happy. Grace appears in the doorway. She's wearing my old shirt. Her hair is messy, beautiful. "Morning," she says. Her voice is soft with sleep. "Morning," I say. I pour her coffee, 2 sugars, light cream, just how she likes it. She takes the cup. She kisses my cheek. "What are you thinking about?" she asks. How lucky I am, I say. She smiles. We're the lucky ones, Lila and me. You saved us. You saved me first, I say. It's an argument we have often. Who saved who? We never agree, but we both win. The community center opens at 3 p.m. School lets out at 2:30. Kids start arriving by 2:45. I'm there every day, opening doors, welcoming faces, learning names. Today, a new kid shows up. He's maybe 10, thin, nervous. His clothes are worn, his shoes have holes. Can I come in? He asks quietly. Of course, I say. What's your name? Marcus, he says. I'm Vincent, I say. Welcome, come on, let me show you around. I give him the tour, the game room, the computer lab, the art studio, the gym. His eyes get wider with each room. This is all free? He asks. All free, I confirm. You can come every day after school if you want. Really? His voice is hopeful, disbelieving. Really, I say. He smiles. It transforms his face. He looks like a regular kid, not a scared one. Grace waves from the front desk. She's helping another child with paperwork. Always patient, always kind. Lila runs past with 3 friends. They're heading to art class. She stops long enough to hug me. Love you, Dad, she says. Love you too, sweetheart, I say. Marcus watches this. His expression is wistful, longing. Do you have a dad? He asks suddenly. The question catches me off guard. I do now, I say. But I didn't always. What happened? I kneel down. I look him in the eye. I was alone for a long time, I say. But then I found people who became my family. Not by blood, by choice. Can that happen for anyone? He asks. It can, I say. If you're brave enough to let people in. He nods slowly, processing this. Come on, I say. Let's get you signed up for some activities. What do you like? I don't know, he says. I've never really tried anything. Then let's try everything, I say, until we find what fits. His smile grows wider. Hope fills his eyes. This is why I do this. These moments, these kids. This second chance to make things right. Thursday evening, Sheriff Daniels stops by the center. He's in uniform, official business. My chest tightens automatically. Old instincts, old fears. Relax, he says. He smiles slightly. Just checking in, no trouble. Good, I say. I feel my shoulders relax. Marco's appeal was denied, he says. Final. He'll die in prison. I feel something release in my chest. Relief, closure. Thank you for telling me, I say. You earned your peace, he says. I wanted you to know it's secure. We shake hands, he leaves. I stand in the doorway and watch him drive away. Grace appears beside me. Everything okay? She asks. Everything's perfect, I say, and I mean it. Saturday morning we have a family tradition. Pancakes, bacon, fresh orange juice. Lila sets the table. She hums while she works. Some song from school. Off-key but joyful. Grace cooks. I help. We move around each other easily. Familiar. Comfortable. I have a school project, Lila announces, about family trees. That sounds fun, Grace says. I need to interview you both, Lila continues, about your childhoods. Grace and I exchange glances. Our childhoods weren't easy. Not stories we share often. But Lila deserves to know, to understand where we came from, why family matters so much. Okay, I say. What do you want to know? Everything, she says. Her eyes are bright, curious. After breakfast, we sit in the living room. Lila has a notebook. She's serious, focused. Dad, where did you grow up? She asks. Chicago, I say. In a rough neighborhood. My parents died when I was young. How young? I was 12, I say. My sister Maria was 10. What happened to you? Her voice is gentle. We went into foster care, I say. Different homes. Sometimes together, sometimes apart. That must have been hard, she says. It was, I admit. But Maria made it easier. She always had hope, even when things were bad. Like Mama, Lila says. I smile. Yes, like Mama. Grace squeezes my hand. She knows this is difficult. She's heard parts of this story, but not all of it. When I was 18, I left foster care. I continue. I started working, trying to make money, to take care of Maria. What kind of work? Lila asks. I pause. How much truth do I tell an 11-year-old? I made bad choices, I say carefully. I worked for bad people. I thought I was protecting Maria, giving her a better life. But you weren't? Lila asks. No, I say. My voice is rough. I made everything worse. The silence stretches. Grace's hand tightens in mine. But you're different now, Lila says. Right? I'm trying to be, I say. Every day, because of you and your mum, she writes in her notebook. You're the best dad, she says. Even if you made mistakes before. My breath catches. I feel tears sting my eyes. Thank you, sweetheart, I whisper. Grace wipes her own eyes. She's crying too. Happy tears. Now Mama's turn, Lila says. Tell me about when you were little. Grace shares her story. Growing up poor, her parents working 3 jobs, never enough money, but always love. Then I met your father, Grace says. She means Lila's biological father. He was kind, hard-working. We got married young. Did you love him? Lila asks. Very much, Grace says. Her voice is soft with memory. He gave me you, the greatest gift. Do you love Vincent too? Lila asks. Grace looks at me. Her eyes find mine. Something shifts in her expression. Deep, true, forever. Yes, she says. I love him very much. Good, Lila says. She smiles. Because he loves you too, I can tell. How can you tell? I ask. The way you look at her, Lila says. Like she's the most important person in the world. She is, I say simply. Grace's breath catches. She leans her head on my shoulder. We're a real family now, Lila says. She writes it in her notebook. Big letters, underlined. The Vincent Williams family. The best family, I say. Sunday church has become routine. We sit in the same pew. 3rd row from the front, left side. Pastor James greets us warmly. The congregation has accepted me. Fully, completely. I'm not the mysterious stranger anymore. I'm Vincent, Grace's husband, Lila's father, a member of this community. During the service, Pastor James announces a mission trip, building houses in a poor neighborhood 2 hours away. We need volunteers, he says. People willing to give their time, their skills, their hearts. I feel Grace look at me, questioning. She knows my skills, my background in construction, in organization, in getting things done. After the service, I approach Pastor James. I'll help, I say, with the mission trip. His face lights up. That's wonderful, he says. We need someone to lead the construction team. I can do that, I say. Over the next 2 weeks, I organize everything. Materials, tools, schedules, teams. Grace helps coordinate volunteers. Lila makes sandwiches for the workers. Everyone contributes. The day arrives. 40 people pile into church vans. We drive to the neighborhood. It's rough, broken, familiar. It reminds me of where I grew up, where everything went wrong. But today we're making it right. One house at a time. We work all day, framing walls, installing windows, laying floors. The air is filled with hammers and laughter. An old woman watches from her porch. She's the homeowner. Tears stream down her face. I prayed for help, she says, and God sent all of you. I feel something tighten in my chest. Emotion, purpose, peace. We're honored to help, I say. At the end of the day, we stand back. We admire our work. The house isn't finished, but it's close. Walls are up. A roof covers the frame. The woman hugs me. Thank you, she whispers. Thank you. You're welcome, I say. On the drive home, Grace takes my hand. You're doing good work, she says. We're doing good work, I correct. All of us together. She smiles. She rests her head on my shoulder. I'm proud of you, she says. Those 4 words mean everything. 3 months later, we return. The house is finished. Painted, beautiful. The old woman invites us in. She shows us every room. Pride radiates from her face. This is more than I ever dreamed, she says. You gave me hope. You gave us purpose, I say. That's a fair trade. She laughs. She serves us sweet tea. We sit in her new living room, surrounded by love and gratitude. That evening I propose something to Grace. I want to do more, I say. More mission trips, more houses, more families. How? She asks. Expand the center, I say. Add a construction training program. Teach kids skills. Help them build better futures. Her eyes light up. That's brilliant, she says. Will you help me? I ask. Always, she says. We kiss. Soft, sweet, sure. Lila walks in. She makes a disgusted face. Gross, she says, but she's smiling. Come here, I say. I pull her into our hug. Group hug. She squeals. She laughs. We all laugh. This is my life now. These moments. This family. This love. I wouldn't trade it for anything. 6 months later, the construction program launches. 20 teenagers sign up. They learn carpentry, electrical work, plumbing, real skills, real opportunities. Marcus is one of them. The quiet kid from months ago. He's thriving, learning fast, working hard. I want to be like you, he tells me one day. I want to help people. You already are, I say. Every day. Just by being here. By trying. He smiles. He's grown taller, stronger, more confident. Grace's health is perfect. Her heart is strong. She's gained weight. Color fills her cheeks. She's beautiful. Lila is in 7th grade now. She's on the honor roll. She plays basketball. She has friends. She's happy. I'm 47 years old. I feel younger than I have in decades. Every morning I wake up grateful. Every night I go to sleep at peace. Life isn't perfect. We have bills, repairs, small arguments, normal family stress. But it's real. It's ours. It's good. On a warm spring evening, we sit on our front porch. Grace and I on the swing, Lila on the steps drawing. The sun sets slowly. Golden light bathes everything. The neighborhood is quiet, peaceful. Do you ever miss it? Grace asks suddenly. Your old life? I think about that. Really think about it. No, I say honestly. Not even a little. Not the money, the power. Especially not that, I say. That life was empty. This is full. She nods. She understands. Do you ever regret it? I ask. Letting me into your life? Never, she says firmly. Her eyes find mine. You're the best thing that ever happened to us. After Lila, I correct. With Lila, she says. She smiles. You're a package deal now. Lila looks up from her drawing. Are you guys being mushy again? She asks. Maybe, I say. Definitely, Grace adds. Lila rolls her eyes, but she's grinning. She loves this. The teasing, the love, the family. A car drives past slowly. I tense automatically. Old habits, old fears. But it's just a neighbor. Mr. Peterson. He waves. I wave back. I force myself to relax. Grace notices. She takes my hand. You're safe, she whispers. We're all safe. I know, I say. And I do know. But sometimes the past still whispers. Look, Lila says. She holds up her drawing. It's all three of us, sitting on this porch, under a sky full of stars. It's perfect, I say. Just like us, she says. Grace laughs. I laugh. Lila giggles. The church bells ring in the distance. 7 p.m. Time for evening prayer. Should we go? Grace asks. Let's stay here tonight, I say, just us. She nods. She leans against me. Lila comes up and sits between us. We sit in silence, watching the stars appear, one by one, filling the sky with light. I think about the journey, from darkness to light, from death to life, from isolation to family. It wasn't easy, it wasn't simple, but it was worth it. Every moment, every choice, every sacrifice. I love you both, I say quietly, more than I can ever say. We love you too, Grace says. Forever and ever, Lila adds. Forever and ever. I like the sound of that. Later that night, after Lila is asleep, Grace and I lie in bed. We're not sleeping yet, just talking, sharing the day. Do you think about her? Grace asks. Your sister? Sometimes, I admit. Less now, but sometimes. What do you think she'd say about all this? I consider that. Maria, young, innocent, full of hope. I think she'd be proud, I say. I think she'd say I finally got it right. You did get it right, Grace says. Her voice is firm. Sure, we got it right, I correct. Together. She kisses me, soft, then deeper, full of love and promise. Thank you, she whispers, for choosing us, for staying, for being the man you are. Thank you for seeing who I could be, I say, when I couldn't see it myself. We hold each other, close, safe, home. Outside, the wind rustles the trees. Inside, everything is warm, still, perfect. I close my eyes. I feel peace settle over me. Complete, total, real. This is redemption. This is grace. This is love. And it's mine, ours, forever. The alarm goes off at 6 a.m. I silence it quickly. I don't want to wake Grace, but she's already awake. She's watching me, smiling. Morning, she says. Morning, I say. Another day, she says. Another blessing, I add. We get up together. We start the coffee. We begin the routine, the beautiful, ordinary routine of family life. Lila stumbles out of her room at 6:30, hair messy, eyes half closed. Morning, kiddo, I say. Too early, she mumbles. School waits for no one, Grace says cheerfully. Lila groans, but she sits at the table. She eats her cereal. She starts to wake up. We have a game tonight, she says. Basketball, can you come? Wouldn't miss it, I say. Both of you. she asks hopefully. Both of us, Grace confirms. Lila smiles, wide, happy, secure. I drive her to school. Grace has to work early today. Lila chatters about her friends, her classes, her plans. I listen. I respond. I soak it all in. These ordinary moments, these precious gifts. At the school entrance, she unbuckles. She grabs her backpack. "Dad?" she says. "Yeah? I'm glad you pretended that day," she says, in the rain. At the pharmacy, my chest tightens with emotion. "Me too, sweetheart. But you know what's better?" she asks. "What?" "That you stayed," she says simply. "That you became real." She hops out. She runs toward her friends. She doesn't look back, but I sit there for a moment. Her words echoing, settling, healing. I stayed. I became real. I chose them. I chose better. And that choice made all the difference. That night, we sit in the gymnasium bleachers, Grace and I side by side, watching Lila play basketball. She's not the best player, but she's trying hard, running fast, laughing with her teammates. She spots us in the crowd. She waves. We wave back. "She's so happy," Grace says. "I never thought, after everything, that we'd be here." "We made it," I say, "against all odds." "Because of you," she says. "Because of us," I insist. The game ends. Lila's team wins by 3 points. She runs over, sweaty, excited, glowing. "Did you see?" she asks. "I made a basket." "We saw," I say. "It was perfect." We take her out for ice cream, a celebration, just the 3 of us. At the ice cream shop, a man approaches our table. He's older, worn, but his eyes are kind. "Vincent Moretti?" he asks. My blood runs cold. Old names, old connections, old fears. "Yes," I say carefully. "I heard you run the community center," he says. "My grandson goes there." "Marcus." I relax. "Marcus is a great kid," I say. "He talks about you all the time," the man says. His voice cracks with emotion. "You've changed his life, given him hope. I just wanted to say thank you." He shakes my hand. Long, firm, grateful. Then he walks away. Grace squeezes my arm. "See?" she says. "You're not who you were. You're who you're becoming." I nod. I feel tears sting my eyes. But they're good tears. Healing tears. Lila licks her ice cream cone, oblivious to the moment's weight. Just happy. Just loved. Just home. And that's everything. We walk home slowly. The night is cool. Clear. Stars fill the sky above us. Lila holds both our hands, swinging between us, singing softly to herself. We pass the pharmacy, the place where it all began, where a scared little girl grabbed a stranger's coat. I pause. I look at the building. So ordinary, so significant. "What would have happened," I ask quietly, "if I'd walked away that night?" "But you didn't," Grace says. "That's what matters." "She'd be dead," Lila says matter-of-factly. "Mama, I mean..." "And I'd probably be in foster care." The bluntness shocks me. But she's right. "And I'd still be alone," I add. "Lost, empty." "But none of that happened," Grace says. She stops. She faces me. "You chose kindness. You chose us. And everything changed." I pull them both close. A 3-way hug, right there on the sidewalk, under the streetlight, in front of the pharmacy. "I love you both so much," I whisper. "We know," Lila says. "You tell us like 100 times a day." "Is that too much?" I ask. "No," she says. She hugs me tighter. "It's perfect." We continue home, our small house, our small life, our enormous love. Inside, Lila goes to get ready for bed. Grace and I stand in the living room, looking at the photos on the wall, our wedding picture, Lila's adoption day, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas morning, birthday parties, ordinary moments captured, treasured, displayed. "This is our life," Grace says softly. "This is our miracle," I correct. She looks at me. Her eyes are wet with tears, happy tears. "Do you remember what you said?" she asks. "That first night, at the hospital, when Lila fell asleep on your shoulder." I think back. It feels like a lifetime ago, but I remember. "I said a lot of things," I say. "You said, if there's still a God listening, maybe this is how I start over," she says. I nod. I remember. Standing in the darkness, desperate, afraid, hoping. "He was listening," Grace says. Her voice is sure, certain. "He heard you, and he answered." I want to argue. I'm not sure I believe in God, not fully, not completely, but I believe in grace, in redemption, in second chances. And maybe that's enough. Maybe he was, I say. She smiles. She kisses me gently. I know he was. Lila calls from upstairs. Dad, can you tuck me in? Be right there, I call back. I climb the stairs. I enter her room. She's already in bed, her stuffed animals arranged around her. I sit on the edge of her bed. I pull the blanket up. I brush her hair back from her forehead. Dad? She says quietly. Yeah, sweetheart. You don't have to pretend anymore, she says. To be my dad. You just are. The words hit me. Deep, true, perfect. I never was pretending, I say. My voice is rough with emotion. She smiles. Her eyes close. I know, she whispers. I sit with her until she's asleep, breathing soft, face peaceful, safe. Then I return downstairs. Grace is waiting. She takes my hand. We turn off the lights. We lock the doors. We go to our room. We lie in bed. In the darkness, in the quiet, in the peace. Thank you, I whisper. For what? She asks. For everything, I say. For saving me, for loving me, for giving me a family, a home, a life. You gave us all that too, she says. We saved each other. I hold her close. I breathe in her scent, lavender and soap. Home, safety, love. I used to think redemption was impossible, I say. That some mistakes were too big, some sins too dark. And now, she asks. Now I know better, I say. Nothing is impossible, not with love, not with grace, not with family. She kisses my shoulder. Sleep well, my love, she whispers. You too, I say, but I don't sleep right away. I lie awake, listening to Grace breathe, thinking about everything. A year ago, I was nobody, nothing. A man running from his past, hiding in shadows, alone. Now I'm somebody. I'm Vincent, husband, father, friend, walking in light, a man building surrounded by love. The journey wasn't easy, the road was hard, but every step was worth it, every choice, every sacrifice, every moment of fear and doubt and pain. All of it led here, to this bed, this woman, this family, this life, and I wouldn't change a single thing. I close my eyes. I feel peace settle over me, complete, perfect, real. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, new worries, new moments to navigate, but I'm ready. We're ready, together, because we're family. Real family, forever family, and that's all that matters. The darkness fades, sleep comes, dreams follow, good dreams, hopeful dreams, dreams of tomorrow. I smile in my sleep. Everything is finally at peace.